So it is by no surprise to those who know me best that I go through great lengths to reduce my social media footprint these days, only utilizing what I need and removing the things I don't. Think of it much like removing the fat, if you will. Now, things weren't always this way. I at one time used to be very active on Facebook and dabbled a bit with Instagram, but right around during the time where the name influencer was really beginning to take off, the purpose for an IG account shifted for me. A once gallery-influenced media platform to showcase amongst family and friends began to take a whole new purpose. Sure, there's still some good, but let's call it what it basically is now. Fat. And thus it was removed. Facebook was much the same. I held on to it a bit longer, but what I began to notice was more memes on viewpoints said poster believed or felt that they believed at that given moment rather than their actual face. And don't get me started on things like Snapchat or TikTok. Regardless of my stance, it is without question that social media has a hold on majority of our lives. Now let's be honest here. The major social media platforms that are out today were not created with you in mind, that being those 25 and up. And the platforms yet to come out will not be thinking of you either. Now this is a formulation not built by chance. It goes without question that the most impressionable minds are that of the youth. This is a group of people who lack self-awareness, mental maturity, and understanding, while also desiring the need of inclusiveness. Individuality is often thrown around within this group, but the truth is, the desire for acceptance often has them looking in the same place. Those in control of social media knows that, and social media exploits it. Do you know the latest TikTok dance craze? Are you aware of the last 3 social media challenges? Do you even know who Chase Hudson is? Odds are, you probably don't. But these questions are no-brainers for someone, let's say 16 years old. But it's not just apps. Music has now been an influencer playground. Artists, if you can even call them that, such as Bella Poarch, Lil Nas X, Daniela Bregeli, already have massive following before they even broke out into the music industry. And why not? It's less of a gamble for the record label. They can basically guarantee themselves sales from the loyal impressionable minds we like to call stans. And the beta artist gets more exposure for their music.
I'm an island boy, and I've been trying to make. Oh, I'm an island boy. I'ma just island boy. I'ma just island boy. I'ma get key white grind. You're gonna keep that gun. I'll be just staring at the sun. I'm just out full gazing. I'm like, pull where I'm staying. They're like, you wanna be famous? I'm trying to be out the greatest. I'm gonna Florida boy. It get real damn tropic. I'm like, down.
I'm sorry, I mean their brand, my friend. It's about the brand, not the music. Hence why most have no true ownership to their music. They didn't create it or write it. It was never theirs. Do you think Bella Poarch woke up one morning and thought to become a musician? Do you honestly think Build-A-Bitch was something conceived by her? It's all about a bigger agenda. But this nuance is not only effective on the youth. In all actuality, I find it to be as equally harmful, if not more harmful, to the adults, for they are looked upon as an example, whether they want to or not. And unfortunately, too many of those examples are placing their dreams, desires, identity, and self-validation in a virtual world void of any real tangible interactions we as humans need in order to uphold a community worth feeling secure in. There is a trend that everyone seems to chase. There is an idea that everyone has to agree. There are internal flaws developed within self that will not be addressed, because at the end of the day, you are beautiful like diamonds in the sky, and you don't have to change a thing. The world could change its heart. However, if you should disagree, you will be silenced. Can't afford you spreading that false information. We are people who would rather run to social media and influencers rather than our family, friends, and mentors. We value more the perception of self than who we truly are, and it's making us sick. We have normalized sexual promiscuity and defined it as empowering. We make light of infidelity and covet the ones outside of the relationship that for a moment can cloak our insecurity with a like or a follow. And though physically our body may be present, who we are as a person is not. And like stated before, we are zombies programmed to think, feel, and dream the same way. And like stated before, if you should break out of the matrix, you will be cast out. So how woke are we really? The ability to speak things forth is something we have gotten out of touch with, And yet the power and influence of it is something major left-wing medias and liberals dangle over our head time after time. There are people generally terrified with the pandemic. Why? Because left-wing media tells them they should.
Shelly Ortiz, she was a restaurant server in Phoenix during the pandemic, and she said she experienced anxiety and worry as she worked around unmasked patrons. Well, she left her job and returned to college to pursue documentary directing, and she says she too will not be returning to the job or field she was once in pre-pandemic.
There are those who truly believe their gender is as permanent as a 5-year-old's loyalty to a specific ice cream flavor. And I say left-leaning media and politicians because it's what defines them. Their very existence relies on the progressing a society towards a projected direction.
It's not just that we can't afford to go backward, we can't afford to stay where we are. The world has to step up, and it has to step up now.
It's in their very name, progressive. And there might have been a time where such actions were needed. Our country has faced many atrocities in the past. However, I truly believe that our country was founded on something morally and spiritually good. And we have overcome so many issues to get where we are today. And many progressive beliefs helped get us there. But where do you go from here? How do you progress a nation that has adopted the traits needed to better the community? And this is a dilemma that many progressives face. Think of it much like a dilemma Mr. Feeney faced after Corey, Sean, and Topanga left middle school.
Sean, it's both of them. Oh no, now I don't know which class I slept through.
His solution? Follow them throughout high school and college, because surely their need of him is still warranted, and the left-leaning corrupt politicians still feel that you need them. But what if you don't? Their solution: fabricate a problem.
I'm still surprised that some people were surprised when I pointed to the fact that if a highway was built for the purpose of dividing a white and a black neighborhood, or if an underpass was constructed such that a bus carrying mostly black and Puerto Rican kids to a beach, or that would have been, in New York was designed too low for it to pass by, that obviously reflects racism that went into those design choices.
Speak life into that problem by dumping the idea into social media, because the socially medicated will not need data supporting or disproving the problem. And control access to information just in case a few may entertain the thought of pressing a few keys to search the truth. Kudo points if you can make it a catchy phrase.
My Build Back Better agenda is fiscally responsible, the fiscally responsible way to reduce the cost for families.
But like I said, it's all in the very name, which is often stance by nature. New concepts, ideas are constantly being dumped, and their hope is that one or more of these fabricated lies sticks, because such things can change the direction of our nation into a position of powerless and enslaved society. They want you reliant on them. They want you to give up your rights as a free individual. They have it all planned out for you. Just ask Linda. Oh, who's Linda? You in just a few short years. So, if you think you are woke, I encourage you to check your phone, because inside those apps may lie your soul.